Hi, everybody. Al Bernstein here with another one of my quick hits. And on this one, we're going to talk about a fight coming up on October 3rd in which a vacant 140-pound title is at stake. Adrien Broner coming back to the ring after his loss to Shawn Porter in his hometown of Cincinnati to take on Khabib Allakhverdiev in a fight that could be very intriguing. Now, we mentioned that it's for a vacant title at 140 pounds. It will be seen on Showtime. I will have a chance to call that fight, of course. And it's an intriguing fight because both of these fighters, their last time out, fought men that were bigger than them, and they're now kind of returning back to the 140-pound weight division. Now, Adrien Broner's journey, we all know, has been a roller coaster ride in the last couple of years. He is flamboyant. He is outrageous. He is both loved and hated, maybe by equal measure. And his last time out, he fought at a catchweight against Shawn Porter, who is a true 147-pounder and a strong 147-pounder. He made Porter lose several pounds. Porter dominated the fight against Broner, though Broner was able to get a knockdown in the last round and provide some drama. It was Shawn Porter, dominating the action throughout, bullying Broner and really taking the fight to him. And it was, again, an effort by Broner that was, to some people's minds, a bit lackluster, with not a lot of volume, and again proving what to many, the idea that when he steps up in weight anywhere north of 140 pounds, he's got problems with welterweights. And some would argue that even at 140, not as effective certainly as he was at 135. Now, the man he's facing, Allakhverdiev, who comes in here with a wealth of amateur experience and was undefeated as a pro until his very last fight when he fought Jesse Vargas. He too fought a fighter in Vargas who had come down to 140 pounds. Vargas was campaigning as a welterweight, came down to 140, feeling this would work for him and it would be, he would take his power down. And what they produced was a very close and interesting fight. Many people thought Allakhverdiev won the fight, but it turned out that Jesse Vargas, in his home turf of Las Vegas, would get the win. Now, that fight was over a year ago, well over a year ago, and so a big layoff for Khabib as he comes back to fight Adrien Broner. With all that said, let's take a look at the keys to victory in this matchup. First, let's take a look at what Adrien Broner needs to do to win this fight. He's got to be busier. This is a constant. I put this key to victory on almost every one of Adrien Broner's fights because he throws so few punches, averages between 40 and 50 punches a round, and there are rounds when he throws less than that. He picks his shots very carefully. He lands at a fairly big and good accuracy rate, but if you only throw X amount of punches, you're not going to land so many. So he needs to be busier in this fight. He has to stay off the ropes. When he gets caught on the ropes, as he did against Maidana and as he did in many cases against Porter, he has some problems. Now, the right hand is an essential punch in this fight. It always is for Broner, and he's accurate with that punch. Especially true in this case because the southpaw, Allakhverdiev, can be hit with that right hand. And so we'll see if Broner is able to use it. As for Khabib Allakhverdiev, we take a look and see that for this man, a southpaw coming in, it's very important for him to establish the jab. He has a very good jab. And inexplicably, there are times in fights when he just simply doesn't use the punch enough. When he doubles and triples with that jab, it really is important for him. Now, sometimes he doesn't move his head much when he's coming in. Now, Broner's a very accurate counterpuncher. And so if he's coming in and he doesn't move his head, just stays there in the pocket, Broner will hit him with punches. There's no question about that. Now, the combination punching is very important. And that's part of the idea of him setting a quick pace. Adrien Broner does not fight both offensively and defensively at the same time. He's offensive, then he's defensive if you throw a lot of punches. Now, if you only throw one or two punches, he will counter once in a while. And that's where the counter punching comes in. But if you are offensive minded and you put pressure and volume punching on Adrien Broner, he simply plays defense. He will not counter punch back effectively against you. So he needs to punch in combination and punch often in this fight. Now, many people have made much of the idea that this is a world title fight in which both fighters are coming in off losses. And there's some truth in that as a criticism. But Broner, had gone up in weight against Porter, and Allakhverdiev also fighting Jesse Vargas, a man who was certainly higher in weight, and they both fought good opponents and lost. You can argue whether it's appropriate for two fighters coming off losses to both be fighting for a vacant title. It is not unprecedented in boxing history, that's for sure. Nothing is unprecedented in boxing history. Broner really needs a win here for a variety of reasons. He's only lost twice, so it's not as if the world has ended. But he's not a guy that leaves himself much wiggle room because of his demeanor and his behavior and the fact that when he talks about himself, he talks about himself in very lofty terms. So not too much wiggle room for error here. Now, Allakhverdiev, who is, in his 30s, a fighter who has had a championship before and lost that title, really wanting to get himself another world title shot so that he can have a nice run of defenses before he would leave the sport. So this fight is vital for him, and to lay off a key issue because he can't be giving away all those early rounds. He's got to get off at least fairly quickly in this fight. I mentioned it's going to be on Showtime. I will be ringside with my compatriots, Mauro Ranallo and Paulie Malignaggi, Brian Custer, of course, and Jim Gray also on the broadcast, and we'll be there in Cincinnati, Broner's hometown, to do this fight. And it'll be interesting to see the reception he gets there based on his recent performances and whether his hometown of Cincinnati, whether the support for him there has abated in any way. In any case, it'll be fun to find out on October 3rd. I'm Al Bernstein. Join us for our next Quick Hits.